answer me. Before the answer was a 3, I was down in Georgetown with a Hoya chick, lawyer chick. Sure he's rich now cause he saw this shit, all this shit. That's why they call him Ho, cause he came before all the shit.
Yo, I'm back live in the kitchen, episode 60. Yeah, good morning to everybody. And let me give a quick shout out to my sponsor. Shout out to 48 Hour Records. Shout out to Girls and Pistols Production, Hartford, Connecticut, Sterling Street. We see y'all. Salute. I'm in the studio again. I appreciate y'all again for letting me, record again. Shout out to Island Vibe Cuisine, 675 Blue Hills Avenue. Go check them out. Go check the food. You won't be disappointed. Go check the Good Chef on IG. He always cooking it up. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Check out his menu. He also delivers as well. The brother doing wonderful things. Actually, I got to get with him next week too, because I'm going to do an interview with him. So y'all stay tuned to that, because he's going to give y'all some good cooking tips. Also, shout out to Shy Works out there, Flatbush. Go check her out. Go check out her shirts and accessories. She's doing big things. I appreciate her as well. I see you, sister. Do your thing. Do your thing, sis. Also, shout outs to the Tobacco Shack in Windsor, Connecticut on Windsor Ave. Go check them out. Go check out the lounge and food. The food is banging. Lounge, go get you a drink, chill, relax, unwind, happy hour, all that. And today's topic, we're going to talk about the makers of a gangster and a businessman. And today I got the picture up of Michael Harris. He from the West Coast, a legend in his own right, in the streets, business wise too. He was one of the founding fathers of Death Row. I just use him as a example. He finishing up a 30-year bid right now in the feds. He should be home in a few months. Shout out to the brothers, Salute. I never got a chance to meet the guy, but hopefully one day I will. I'm using his likeness. I'm not just trying to do, And also, shout out I need everybody to like, share, subscribe, comment, make sure you listen. We streaming on all platforms: Deezer, Spotify, iHeart, Spreaker, Castbox, Apple, iTunes, all of that. Make sure you tune in, like, subscribe, whatever you want. I appreciate it, because I'm not without y'all. Trust me. But back to the situation at hand. We as black men, I get a lot of people. They only take the gangster aspect out of it, versus parlaying that they have power to move on to business and create something to actually get out of the game before an indictment come. A lot of guys that have money but invested into the wrong things, like he want to keep investing in the coke, dope, weed. Yeah, that's cool. I understand that's what made the operation flow, but at the same time, you could take $100,000 out of that money you done put up out of that million, and you could have got a McDonald's back in the 80s, or got got a Burger King, or been the first Walmart up, or whatever the case may be. I feel like anybody that's doing anything like of illegal nature, you should already be trying to plan ahead for the future, so you won't be stuck when the people come and you don't got no other legitimate assets or anything else to show for the shit you've been doing. And then they take all your money, and then you getting out 10 years later, 12 years later, 20 years later, and you got to start all over and got to get new money. Instead of keeping the money you accumulated and doing some real things. So when you get out, you already have your stepping stone and your platform to keep it moving. I feel like the gangster part, yeah, it is part of the excitement, but I feel like when you get close to 30 and you still hustling, you need to start thinking about some other shit. And I understand, yeah, people be a part of cartels and shit like that, but once you get a few $1 million, what else you gonna really do? You can't keep going and going and going, and then because you already know eventually you keep going, it's going to bring you. It's gonna bring you down. We all been there. We all been to jail. Not all of us, but you know, for the guys that you know, such as myself and other people, you know how this shit go. We seen this shit on TV too many times. We seen this shit with Nicky Barnes. We seen this shit with Frank Lucas, Alpo. And think about it. A lot of those guys, like you know, like Rich Porter, Alpo, they never had no businesses, but they had money. But just think about it. They was young, and think about it. They was young. So they was like 22, 23. If they would have had enough sense at that time to open some shit up, it probably would have. The jail shit probably would have been later, or never would have came if they would have translated into business. Even though you're running a business, but it's on the streets and it's illegitimate. And then if you would have took some of that and turned it to legitimate, they could have had a lot of other shit to hide and cover, move around, maneuver, make moves, and you could actually see the progress and really see their money, and then they won't just be a DVD about, oh yeah, they sold this and sold that, they was on 140, whatever. It would have been more to the story. They could have been like, yo, these dudes are black businessmen, yeah, they was in the streets, but they took some of that money and got black people jobs, did this, did that, da-da-da-da-da. And then the narrative would have spun, and it wouldn't have just been a negative narrative on neither one of those men's life. Maybe even like, you know, Alpo probably wouldn't have killed them. Probably would have had more to look forward to. Instead of killing him for 30 bricks that he overcharged him for. You feel me? Same thing with Harry-O. You know, a lot of people don't know his story, so I'm going to touch on it, right? All right, so boom. He was one of the first men back in like 84, 85, I think. He did he had the rights to a play, if I'm not mistaken, and he gave Denzel Washington his first start. You feel what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people don't know. Before Denzel Washington did the Soldier Story movie when he was in the Army and he was trying to break into acting, he was doing, you know, Broadway plays and shit like that. Because a lot of people get their start like that. You know what I mean? And it ain't no knock. You make money, but it ain't nothing like being in a movie. It's movie money, then it's Broadway money. And the only way... And at that time, he was just a regular actor, so you know how that go. But not even make a long story short, but to get to what I'm saying, to say this, to say that, is he gave David Kenner, Suge Knight's lawyer, $1.5 million to help him start Death Row. They needed like $4 million or whatever. He also had Godfather Entertainment, so all that shit was on Death Row. So he was doing that, boom, boom, boom. And then like a year, you know, maybe 2 years later, they started making money. Shit started getting funny. They eventually dropped this contract. But the point is that even though he was in jail, doing the stretch already, he was already sentenced to his 30, 40 years in the feds and the state. He was already thinking for the future. And he saw that. And that's smart. He also invested in other shit. Just like Rick Ross, he had the real Rick Ross from the West Coast. Shout out, salute. He had a car wash. He was trying to buy buildings, theaters, shit like that, and not, you know, putting his ducks in a row. But the CIA and all them other people was already in his business, so they already knew what to do and what to expect. And they already knew where his money was going. But if they didn't know, like, just imagine. Nigga would have been a black monopoly. Excuse me, now I call him a nigga, but that black man would have been a monopoly. We probably would have been playing his board game. Think about it. Even like with Rayful Evans, he had all that money out in D.C. Just think about it. Look at Ike Atkinson. He is from Miami. Rest in peace. Big Ike. Miami. He was an old school nigga. He had a construction company. He had a brick masonry company. These dudes had big money, and they had certain dudes knew to keep other money flowing and good money flowing, they was investing that money, and they was already ahead of their time doing shit like Maserati Rick. Maserati Rick owned a boxing ring, owned a wash car, clothing store, grocery store. Like, yeah, some of these dudes smart. Kevin Childs, same shit, clothing store, record company. Freddie Mize, New York Freddie, rest in peace. Like, these dudes was businessmen in their own right, but yeah, they was doing other shit. And I respect them even trying to do it, because a lot of people wasn't doing it. You know? That's what I respect the most. And I respect it because as long as you trying to make it succeed, to stretch your dollars, hey, I'm all for it, and I respect it. And if a person don't respect what a person's trying to do to keep their money growing economically and thinking for the future, you a jackass and a dummy. Because once you get money and you start having hundreds of thousands, you better start doing something with it, because you can't keep spending it and dwindling it on Gucci, Louis, going to get Jordans, getting this, getting that. Nah, you can't jack it that way. You got to get right. Get right with your money. Get right with the money. Because that money, yeah, you're going to have happiness, but then also you create opportunities for other people to get jobs and do shit. We're going to keep that money black, even though it's green. Just think about it. Like, even with Larry Hoover, man, he was a joke. Doing 100 years. He built the GDs. Salute. Chicago finest, Chicago legend. Use him. He brought up the Century 21 vote. He brought, he had black people out there. He turned some of his boys into politicians and helped them fund their runs to get into be aldermen and city council and all that. Yo, come on, man. For real. We getting money. Do something with that money. Don't just be looking at people and laughing and be like, oh, some people got talents. And sometimes if you invest in their talents, they going to make sure your profits is excellent. You're going to make sure they excellent, regardless of wherever that money come from. Y'all keep talking about, oh, you going to take this, take that. Nah. But if a person give you a business opportunity with some money and you really know that's what you want to do, why turn it down when you could turn up? For real, man. I don't know what y'all be on, but I just, like I said, I use that man as an analogy to show y'all can have business, economics, y'all can have growth in this world, y'all can have a whole bunch of stuff. And I keep telling y'all, I do these quiet room discussions by myself, because it's like I wake up in the morning and I think different every morning. Like, every morning I just know it's all about the dollar, but I also know that if we keep a lot of shit amongst ourselves, we could really grow. We could be a force. We could really, really, really be a force. And y'all gotta understand that, and y'all gotta appreciate that we are the ones that could do that. Like MLK, Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, all of them laid the way to show us how we could do this and do that. Other black men that, James Weldon, Washington Carver, all them people that invented and stuff that people could profit off now we should do it. And if we all come across some money, make sure you put somebody on. For real, remember that. Put somebody on that you believe in. Make sure they of your kind. Stop thinking ignorant. For real. Stop thinking ignorant with your money. For real, say that shit. Say that change, penny, whatever, dollar. Save all that shit. I'm saving everything this shit on some real shit. And I want everybody else to do that. Like, we got to get there. We got to get to that wave. Save that money. We got to get back. Because our community, we need more than others. And not just even money. We need social, economic. We need Yeah, we need economic, we need social, we need change, we need currency, we need